If you love entertainment, current events, and Hollywood, don't miss Creator to Creators, hosted by the filmmaker Meosha, known for the Shudder hit documentary Horror Noir and the acclaimed film Anatomy of an Anti-Hero, Redemption. This show features interviews with filmmakers and creatives from around the globe. Join the fun with guest celebrities and gain valuable insights. Subscribe now and follow Creator to Creators.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Creators to Creators today. Today we have a special guest.
It's Emma Bass. How are we all?
Welcome. So, I love going back to the beginning. I always say the beginning charts our trajectory in life, our little habits we pick up along the way, follow us into our adulthood. Tell me a little bit about, your childhood and, that journey. And then just kind of when did you find the love, or when the music, the bug, you got bit by the music bug happened?
Oh, I definitely got bit by the music bug very early on. I was a bit of a musical nut, actually. So I was, doing musicals, singing, acting, dancing, triple threat. It was super fun. And then, I was in choirs. I was singing at like the opera house, singing on the radio. It was quite funny because me and my sister are both singers as well. So we would always do shows together as Stepfords and stuff like that. And we complement each other really well. So we ended up doing a lot for our primary school. We were the main singers there, doing all the school plays there as well at the local theatre and stuff like that. I did acting classes. I did dancing classes. I didn't really do much singing training. I think that I was just lucky enough that I can actually just sing. So then, moving on into more of my adult life, it was so random. I actually started dating a DJ, and then I was like, this is sick. So I got into it about like 9 years ago. I was like 18. I'm 28 now. Oh no, that's 10 years ago. Wow. Okay. I learned maths this morning. Wow. I got into DJing. I did learn how to produce a bit, and then obviously my singing and my writing kicked back in. I've been working with artists. Obviously I have my release coming up, which is super exciting. My first single one, which I haven't released a single yet. So
really? Wow.
Yeah, no. I like toured Australia and like done all sorts of stuff and played overseas and whatnot off the back end of like collaborations. But yeah, this is my first single release.
Wow. It's so interesting. And I'm sure it's so exciting. I'm just, to give all this, the creativeness to the world. I'm sure it's kind of also like a little, what do you call it? A little like you're nervous and you're not really sure about the feedback, but, what was, the process like, because I always love those stories of like when someone creates something and, and puts it out. Tell me about the process. How involved were you in like just everything, like producing and just getting all the moving parts together to get people involved to create this project?
Well, from end to end, I've sat through it all. It's not been a cheap process, I must admit. It's been in the studio, sitting through the production to coming up with the ideas that I want for my actual writing. So the storyline of this particular track is basically having one more night with someone who you've basically been on and off with, and like I think we can all relate. I've definitely been there. That's why I sort of wrote this one from experience. I wanted to make the song super sexy. I wanted to make it super dancey, super fun. I kept it in my like UK like garage sort of realm, which I love. I do play a lot of tech and I do play a lot of like minimal and a few other bits, but I definitely love the UK music. So I wanted to base it around that. My roots as well. I am from there.
Yeah.
So the Aussie accent is a bit deceiving. I've been here for a while. I did grow up here. So, best of both worlds. But with the whole process, I've been sitting through it like, obviously from making the track, mix and mastering, hearing the final product to getting it out there, like putting it all on the distribution, like side of things, you know, PR. I've done a music video, all the lead up content. I've been playing it out to get some, you know, lead up sort of content for my page, for my followers, so they know when it's about to drop. All this is about to start happening. Obviously, I'm going to start dropping those now because it's roughly like a month and a bit before the release now. So it's January 16th it comes out.
That's exciting. Like, you're starting the new year strong,
Yeah,
2026.
definitely. Got a lot of collabs coming up as well, which is super exciting. You know, featuring my vocals on other tracks. And then I've got 2 more ready to release as well. So
Wow.
the first half of the year is already booked up, which is very exciting.
That's exciting. I love that. I love that. It's, you know, it's you know, you're like hitting us over the head and then again and again. You're not letting up. I like that. That's how it's supposed to be.
It's like anything. Like, you got to look at like your brand like a business. If you're not
Yeah.
consistent, like, you know, essentially your sales will go down, your followers will go down. Like, you know, and if you're serious about this, you need to be releasing music every 1 to 2 months. Like, you know, they always say it's like a saturated industry, but with social media, anything is possible. So Absolutely. As long as I just keep on that, like, I'm very lucky. I work with a social media team that, you know, follow me around everywhere and, you know, edit and post for me and stuff like that, because that is a whole nother side of the business. Like, I'm independent at the moment. I don't have management. I don't have a booking agent. I always say, like, social media is my booking agent at the moment. So yeah, and I'm booked pretty much back to back every week at the moment. So I'm very blessed. I'm very happy. Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, and I'm curious, like you said, something that's, you know, so important, all the things you're doing. I mean, I commend it. I think it's absolutely amazing to hear. And you're a woman, like, you can do it as an indie artist. You know, it is possible.
100%.
You know, because I think sometimes we kind of look at other artists and we think, okay, well, you know, we see all the great photos, the highlights, I always call it, like on Instagram or social media, but the hard work that, like, the late night hours, you know, trying to figure out what, you know, where to go with your music.
No sleep.
No sleep.
The flying in from one place, playing another gig, going out, like, it's crazy. But I love this sort of lifestyle. Like,
Yes.
I love the grind. I love the hustle.
Yes.
I love the networking aspect as well. It's a massive aspect that people don't. Like, if you're not networking, you're not getting your name out there, you're also not doing social media, not doing PR, you're not doing all these things. You could be the best artist in the world, but no one will know who you are.
Oh my God, that's so true. It goes hand in hand. Like you said, it's a business, but also, you know, it's, I think a lot of artists don't know that going into it. They just think, oh, I could just, you know, sing and put it out. And it's like, no, you have to work at this. And it's, you know, and you have great, you know, I just love I mean, look, you look amazing. You know, like, come on, get out of here. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, no, you spend a lot of money on your appearance as well. Like, makeup isn't cheap. Like, hair is not cheap. I don't know whose hair this is.
You know, I love asking this question. And I'm curious, you know, as an artist, as an indie artist, and you know, you're putting your work into your craft. Do you feel that the industry as a whole, you know, is getting better in favor of artists? Do you think that now we're living in a time that it's so easy to make hits? There's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's all this stuff, versus back then when, you know, making a record and that was the only way you have to sell your, you know, your music. And I mean, do you think things are getting better?
Well, I definitely think that they are in that aspect, especially with having social media as a platform, as a channel to be able to grow and spread. But at the end of the day, as I said, it is really saturated. So there is pros and there's cons now. Like, obviously, you know, every second person is trying to be a DJ / singer / artist. So if you're not consistent, as I said, like, no one, it's not going to be one of those things. You need to be creative. You need to come up with concepts. You need to come up with viral concepts. You need to be able to distribute your music and make sure it makes those Spotify playlists. It makes those, you know, trends. You somehow come up with like a TikTok dance or whatever it may be to get your track out there. And there's a lot of artists that have grown so quickly from doing it. So it's just the process of finding your niche, finding your audience, and then streamlining your your content, your vibe, your brand, everything like that, and making it, hit all the right spots. Because you can make a video, it could be sick, but no one's going to watch it if it's not catchy, if it's not hooky, like if there's not something to it where people are like, oh, it's grabbed my attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and it's I just find it so I commend artists because it's such a I guess it's a very you put yourself out there and to be judged. It's such a judgmental business, but you also have to believe in your craft and what you have. Because I just can't imagine just like putting some music out there and just waiting to hear like what people think of. It would just terrify me. But
It's definitely nerve-wracking, but I think it's also very like character building. It obviously does build your confidence as I keep doing more and more. Like I do find it unlocks different parts of myself, and I'm like, oh, I'm not mad. You know what I mean? Like obviously, it is really nerve-wracking. Like I get anxiety sometimes. I think everybody does as humans. So like at the end of the day, like putting that music out there, getting feedback, actually taking it on, also listening to your intuition
yeah.
and like growing with the process is like 100% really, really important, I think. But it's also sick. Like it's a fun ride.
I love that. I love asking this question, and there's no wrong answer, I promise. But the three levels of influence: money, power, and respect. If you could choose only one of those things, which one would you choose and why?
Respect.
Okay.
Because you will get further in life than with money or power if you have respect from people, because they'll obviously want to be around you, work with you, help you, those sorts of things.
I love that. It's a great answer.
Yeah.
When you're writing or when you're working on your music, like what's some things that kind of, inspire you to like, okay, this is good, I got to put that in there? Or because I'm a perfectionist, I'm a filmmaker, so a lot of my stuff I like to like I'll just do a reshoot. I'm like, okay, let's shoot that again. Okay, again, I could do better, and like how do you know when you're like, all right, this is good, I'm gonna put this away and move on?
Yeah, I guess it's a process, because like I'll write a song and then I'll be like, okay, some bits that I don't like, I'm going to come back to it on another day with a fresh brain. Because when you sit in the studio for like 6, 8, 12 hours, you're just like, your brain starts to just slowly fry itself.
Yeah.
Like, you just start looking at it going, no, not today. Or sometimes I've just written something in a day, bang, done. Like
Yeah.
it's perfect. So it depends each time. Just depends where your headspace is at. Like sometimes you can just get on a roll. Like I can sometimes just be like, oh my God, that's brilliant. And like I sometimes use like Chat GPT to help me and stuff. And I'm like, I need to come up with a word. I'm like, what word am I thinking of? And I start just talking to her, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's the one. But like also I do like to write from personal experiences, because I feel like if you can keep it personal, my heart will be in it. Plus it's going to be something that's relatable as well. You know what I mean? For the audience, be like, oh, that's a vibe, like catch on with it.
I love that. I was curious, do you feel like the music industry like in America is, I mean, obviously harder to get into or to be, because you have the Billboard charts, you're competing against people that already been in the business for many years. If you put a song out and it's like there's studios like Taylor Swift, and like how do you compete? Like it's insane.
I think like everybody is like themselves, right? So you're not competing, you're just trying to get up to a place where they are.
Yeah.
I guess you are sort of competing at the same time, but I think that obviously if you come with your own sound, your own sort of quirkiness, like I love to always put a bit of my personality in my videos and like all that sort of stuff, because I feel like everyone's unique. So if you can just find, as I said, that niche and like your audience, you get there.
Yeah.
And like obviously there are massive, massive names, but that comes with time. Like whether it takes 5, 6 years, 10 years, it's still going to be rewarding. And like obviously this is, the industry I've chosen to be in, and I've been in it for a long time. Like I'm not moving, like I'm not changing. Like this is my passion. So I will work as hard as I need to get there.
I love it. Do you feel like, I mean, I'm sure, like you said, passion. Do you feel like you found this is definitely your purpose? Like you're living your purpose. I love that.
Yeah.
I love
And I
that.
definitely feel like a lot of good things come with this, like modeling gigs. I do a bit of acting
Yes.
sometimes.
Yes.
I always end up being a DJ in like TV series and stuff. Where I'm like, it's so funny though, because when you film, obviously they're talking over it.
Yeah.
So I'm actually DJing with no music. And I have to like dance with the crowd and everyone's dancing offbeat because no one's got music. And I've done a couple of like, I've been a model for like 9 years as well. So I
Definitely.
like doing like working with different brands, meeting different people, doing different things, like growing my confidence. Super fun.
I love that. That's beautiful. I mean, you're absolutely gorgeous. So I mean, you can do
Oh,
anything.
thank
And
you.
that's a plus to have as far as like talent and beauty. I mean, come on. That's a great, that's a great plus.
Thanks, mom and dad. Shout out to your jeans.
I love what was the most memorable moment from your first Australian tour after the success of Why Don't You?
I think I was playing HQ because HQ in Adelaide is the biggest venue in Australia.
Wow.
And that was sick. The production in that club is mad. And like obviously singing live, doing that like live element into my sets was definitely super cool. And obviously touring with Nemo was super fun. I think I put makeup on him a couple of times. Got him drunk, put makeup on him. We just do funny things when we tour. It's always good fun. And like it's obviously sick feeling like a little bit of a rock star, We chaperone you a little
Yeah.
bit, take your food, travel, hotels. It's
I
not
love
bad. It's not bad at all.
I love that. And it's amazing. I'm sure that felt like, wow, like I made it here to the biggest platform ever. I can do anything. And I'm sure that feels really good because you work really hard to get there.
Yeah.
What does it feel like performing, or what's the difference? I guess I don't know if there's any comparison, but performing in a big crowd versus something like an intimate kind of space for
You know
you.
what? I actually love a small crowd and I love a big crowd at the same time. Small crowd, like you can get real intimate with them. Like I played to one on Sunday, which wasn't big, but it was just like it was such an underground fun event. Like I dropped in some dirty garage and like it was fun because you can hear everyone in front of you. Like as soon as you drop a banger, they're like, oh, and you're like, that's so good. Whereas like a massive crowd is obviously sick. Like it's better, but I
Yeah.
mean there's still pros and cons to all of them. Like obviously I'm like long and short sighted. I can't see like a crowd. I'll be like, I hope they're enjoying everything.
Like, thank you so much.
Like you'll see me like sometimes I've seen videos of me and like 'cause obviously it's so dark. And if I don't have like a light in front of me, which I do now most of the time when like I'm performing and stuff, so you can see me because we film for like YouTube and Instagram and whatever.
Yeah.
But before I was seeing videos of me like literally with my face down to the decks trying to like see what I'm putting in next. And I was like, oh,
Oh
that's
my
not good.
God, that's hilarious. I
I'm
love
an
that.
old lady. But yeah, 100% playing to big crowds. It's always been my favorite. Like, it's just such a vibe. And then, you just feel so like self accomplished. And you're just like, right, what's next? What can we do to like get
Yeah.
back here again?
Yeah. You think about the artists that came before, like when I think about it, like your Michael Jacksons or those ones that I always say they hit some type of like God's level of like it's like where does that come from? How do you get there? And what do you think those people have that get to that level? Like your Michael Jacksons, your I don't know, like I mean, there's so many people you can name,
Yeah.
legends.
Yeah. Well, I definitely think like longer ago before our time, obviously there was a lot of genres and that sort of being created, like in Michael Jackson's doing like crazy stuff, like doing the dancing, having that vibe, having that brand. I think essentially it's down to branding, it's down to your sound, and it's down to the way that you promote yourself.
Yeah.
100%. And like obviously some of these people are just magicians.
Wow.
Like they're wizards. They're fantastic at what they do. So, at the end of the day, they're always gonna, get there, create something and, have this huge following.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. If you could perform with any artist living or dead, who would it be and why?
Oh, do you know what? Ariana Grande.
Hey.
I'm obsessed with her voice. Like how does it do that? Like what the hell? She's gorgeous as well, like absolutely gorgeous. I reckon she'd be such a bunch of fun.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's a what's her zodiac? I think it's a Cancer. I think it
Ooh.
is. I think it is. What's your zodiac?
I'm a Gemini.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Oh,
people don't like Geminis, but I'm like, oh,
why? I don't know why. I think
I
you
don't
guys are
know
great.
why. I mean, I've met some crazy ones, I'm not gonna lie. But I think there's crazy in every like zodiac sign. We can't just say it's Gemini. It's like
Exactly. Exactly. Amen.
yeah.
Your collaboration with Lit Lords hit 100K views on Trap Nation. What do you
Foundation.
think that what like made that track resonate so strongly with audiences?
I think obviously it was sick collaboration. Lit Lords, they are lit. Like it's a very fitting name. They are crazy in the studio. Like when you listen to it, it goes from like heavy, like trapped, like drum and bass. I was like, oh my God, this is so heavy. I think that obviously because Trap Nation, that is such a bass label. So that resonates really well with that crowd, and that fan base as well. And they're very good on their socials. They started killing it. So like to clarify, back in the day, I used to be a bass DJ. So
Yeah.
now I'm a house DJ. I've switched over. I do still love my bass. I love my drum and bass. I love my trap, love my dubstep. But I actually started off as a garage DJ, switched to bass, and then came back. So it's been a bit of a journey.
What's the difference, I guess, if I may ask? Like what?
Well, I mean, like garage and like tech is like anything from like 125 to 140, 150 house.
Wow.
And then like bass is like 150 to 180, like BPM. Like it's just absolute carnage. I love bass.
I love
But
that.
as I got older, I was like, yeah, I want to go back into my house. Like
I love
my
that. That's cool.
changed.
That's awesome. You've shared
Yeah.
stages with uh big names. Which of those experiences were, I guess, the biggest impact on your growth?
I guess, yeah, being like the main support for them, like playing before them or straight after is always a good one. Like I have Badger coming up, which I'm super excited. I'm playing before him on 3rd of January for Watson's EQ. I'm
Hey,
so excited because he's just such a good DJ. I'm a bit of a fangirl, but I'm not going to fangirl over him. Don't worry. We're gonna keep it cool. So
that's
I guess
hilarious.
yeah, like when I do play for these big artists, obviously they're in different venues. They've got, high quantity of people that can come through, better production, better speakers, those sorts of things, because they're not going to shove them in a small club on the side of the street, you know what I mean? So I guess these sorts of situations, like obviously I video them, I document them, I get all of that on my socials and whatnot. So the more that, people see that, the more, I do get bookings coming through.
Nice.
Just people, I'm always on my request side, just people coming through asking me to DJ. It's sick. I really enjoy it.
That's awesome that you're like booked and busy. Love that. Love that.
Books and busy. That should be my books and busy. But I also do play a lot like private gigs on like boats, like house
Awesome.
parties, and like they pay really well as well.
I
And obviously it's
bet.
for like a few hours. So you just it's good.
That's
And
awesome.
like I do love it, like because I can just, mess around and play different genres and those ones I wouldn't normally play. Like, but I think it's also really important to be quite diverse as a DJ these days. Like obviously when you're starting out, not to confuse people, it's good to stick to one genre.
Yeah.
And then obviously you get a bit bigger, you branch out and you can start, playing different sorts of sets. Like I play anything from like literally like funky tech house to like heavy floor to the floor bass line, and I can mix them all together. And it's so much fun. Like I genuinely have so much fun behind the decks. Like I'm like, I don't know who's having more fun, like me or the crowd. Like
You're just out there just mixing. I love it. I love it. That's so cool.
Do you want to know something funny? There was like a photo of me that got posted from the weekend. I'm putting my hand up. My mum sent me a message on Instagram going, "Wow, you've got a really long arm." I was like, "Thanks, mum."
I love it. No
I was
matter how
like,
big you get, your mom is going to definitely just bring you back to earth. They're like, oh, wow. You're like, thanks, mom. Of course.
"Thanks, babe." I was like, "That's really nice." She goes, "You know it."
I love it. Shout
She's
out to
like, "Your arm is really long." I was
mom.
like, "Oh my God, it is."
I love it though. I love it. Shout out to mom. We love
Yeah,
them. We
God,
love
mum.
mom. Um, I I love that. I love it's kind of like what happened to me when I got this huge project and it was like Jordan Peele's a part of it, some big names in the business, and I call my mom. I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing this project. And I love Jordan Peele. And she's like, oh, who's Jordan Peele? I was like, like, ah,
Keep
okay,
up with
well,
the times.
yeah. It's like, wow. But
Yeah,
that's their world, but that's parents for you, I guess.
I know. My mum goes, "I don't even know what you're doing half the time. You're just always doing something." She's like, "I don't understand it." I'm like, "Just watch. You don't need to
Right.
understand it. Fine, mum." Like,
I love it. I love that. Oh, it's so
yeah.
great. Um, as both songwriter and producer, were like when you're creating and into doing vocal tracks and where do you begin when you like in the process? Are you production first, songwriting later? Like how do you
Production first. I
okay.
do prefer that. I mean, I can do songwriting first, but I find that I work better with production because then you just keep switching things out and changing it as you go along.
Yeah.
Obviously to complement the production and then complement your voice over it. And then once you lay down vocals, you just change the production again. Like
Yeah.
it's definitely a whole process. Like don't get me wrong, I have started off with lyrics before, but I just prefer to do production because I'll just start messing around and then bits just come to life.
I love that. I love that. A lot of women in film, well, I went to school for cinematography originally and then got into directing and film and all that stuff. That direction. And I noticed there's not many women that are doing, cinematography, but we're out there, we're not getting chosen. So I'm curious of how was it for, being a DJ and a female, but also not just any woman, you're attractive woman. Is it harder for an attractive woman to be taken seriously as a DJ?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, some people are absolutely fine. Some some of my guy friends even run events and be like, "Oh, I'm not going to book you. Like, you get enough gigs as it is. Like, let the guys have a turn." And I'm like,
Really? Wow.
the hell?
That's
And
crazy.
there are aspects where like promoters have creeped on me and I've been playing as a resident there and then I've turned them down and then bang, all my gigs are gone.
Wow.
Yeah, because I'm not going to sleep through this industry and get a rep.
Good.
Like some
Good.
people have, some people don't. Like it's up to them. But personally, for me, I'm not doing that. I'd rather be respected, and I'd rather actually get gigs off my craft as opposed to just sleeping with people. It's not really my vibe. But I mean, I don't put down anybody who does. Good on them. Do what you need to do.
Absolutely.
I think definitely as a woman, there are pros and cons. I think a lot of men do think women just get booked for being hot. I mean, I definitely have seen it happen, but, there are amazing, amazing female DJs out there. And, like even Paris Hilton, look at her go. She's now like doing it. She makes like 800,000 euros a set. And she's like, for all you haters out there, like this is and they say she doesn't DJ, but she does. She's not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
And she's good at it. Like, so there is many aspects and different sort of pros and cons to being a girl, but I just don't let those things stop me. If someone knocks
Good.
me down a bit, you just get back up and something else as one door
Love it.
closes, another opens. So
Yes.
more opportunities will come along the way. You just got to make sure you stay positive, be open-minded, and just keep your head down, work.
Yes, I love that. Oh, that's so refreshing to hear because I think a lot of people who listen to the show really love to hear like that advice because it's so real and it's so hard. Also, you know, being an
Yeah.
artist, being an indie artist, being a woman, all the things, the layers that you have to, obstacles that you have to face in the business. But thank you
Yeah.
for saying that because you're doing it and you're a testament of just hard work, what it looks like. So thank you so much for that.
Definitely. Well, I always say as well, like, you work out your body, you need to work out your brain, like do breath work, meditate. Like there's times where I just go, it could be like a week before my period, and I just go absolutely mental in my head. And I'm like, right, you need to slow down, chill back, have a me day, get a massage, go to the sauna, calm down.
Yes.
Like I
Yes.
find, creatives, a lot of us are ADHD, autistic, borderline, something funny in the head, like
Yes.
you have to be in this industry, you have to be out there, you have to be creative. And a lot of that comes with, obviously mental health issues. So you see a lot of artists come up, disappear, you'll never hear from them again.
Yeah.
And that's what happens is like, so I'm always just like, you've got to be careful, you've got to take care of yourself, but like also have fun, but like just also keep in mind, like if you're constantly partying, constantly doing all these things and not, going to the gym, not taking vitamins, not looking after yourself, your body is your vessel. Otherwise you
Yes.
can't function. Like you will not go very far. So you need to focus on doing a bit of everything and making sure that everything's like in check, essentially.
Absolutely. That's great advice. That's real. Thank you for that. Um, fans describe your presence behind the desk as electric. What do you hope people feel when they attend an Emma bass show?
So I just want people to have like a good time and like the music. Like I play a lot of vocals because like obviously everybody loves a vocal, everybody loves to sing along, but obviously I
Yeah.
play a lot of edits and remixes and stuff like that. So I love like controlling the crowd and getting them going, getting them dancing. I want them jumping up and down, going nuts, screaming at each other. That's fantastic. Like that's the way I like it. So it's just as long as like the energy is very high and everyone's having a good time, then I walk away a very happy girl. I get off the decks and I'm like smiling from ear to ear.
I love it. I love it. Quickly, last question. I promise we're done. What advice would you give to someone out there that's trying to get into this business?
I definitely think be yourself is the biggest thing. Show your personality, show your brand. Don't be shy. Don't think because someone's got more of a cooler brand, you can't be quirky. Everything works in this day and age. And obviously, consistency is key. Get yourself out there, go networking, go to clubs, ask to meet the managers, the booking agents, the promoters, whoever they may be. Do not be shy. Put your name out there. Make sure you have an electronic press kit. Wow, that was a mouthful. And make sure you upload sets to YouTube because promoters and stuff these days and booking agents, they want to see what you can do behind the decks. So if you just walk up and be like, book me, here's my Instagram, you don't have context behind that. They're just gonna look straight over you. You know what I mean? So you need to be prepared. Like make a website, make a YouTube page, make sure you're posting on socials, Instagram, TikTok, make sure it's all in the right formats. Spend the time learning how to edit. I'm lazy. I pay a team. I can't be bothered. So there's definitely many ways to go about it. But I think, yeah, definitely just keeping consistent and networking, getting your name out there, doing the most.
Love it. I love it. That's awesome. Really quick, where can people find you on social media to find everything you got going on?
My ad is at Who is Emma Bass. Bass is spelled like bass. I'm very lucky. I have a very cool last name. It's not, everyone's always like, why'd you change your name to Emma Bass? I'm like, no, that's my actual name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my name. Yeah, people think I have a stage name too. I'm like, no, that's my name. It's my name.
I'm blessed. Like, also shout out mom and dad, last name, sick one.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming on. It was a pleasure. Wish you the best with this launch. Congratulations on everything you have going on. Everybody go follow, support, and again, congratulations. It was a pleasure.
Thanks so much for having me. So 16th of Jan, Sweet Deja Vu is out. Let's go.
Let's go. All right. Thank you so much. And thank you all for listening. And always remember to live, love, laugh. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.